everyone, with Gonro Games / Rogue Deck Builder here with another episode of What I Got In Today, which we have some really juicy stuff to show and a good friendly reminder that you can get more than just Magic the Gathering, Flesh and Blood, and Pokemon. We have a variety of stuff available to order or in stock here at the store. So if you're a local, come pick these up. If you're a patron, go ahead and message me for patron pricing for these, and I can go ahead and get these suckers order. I think these are all really good products that are very popular and are good gift ideas coming up for the holiday season. So the first thing I want to talk about is Star Wars Legion. It has come out with this beautiful baby Yoda, I guess. I know nothing about Star Wars, so please don't judge me, because I know this is what, from the Mandalorian thingamajig. So Star Wars Legion figure with the Din Djarin and Grogu operative expansion. So Star Wars Legion has been around for years. It's a very, very popular miniature game. These are available to order. Not sure what the cost of these are off the top of my head. Just message me. But this is something that is available through our store, Star Wars Legion. Boom. They have so many product lines. This is as big as Warhammer at that point. I mean, it's a big, big, massive brand. I've never played the miniature game. Maybe I'll have to get into it sometime. But yeah, there you go. The next thing that I thought was pretty interesting too, that is a very, very popular brand, is the Arkham Horror. The card game has come out with a Scarlet Keys Investigator expansion. And yeah, this is still another living card game. If you're looking for other ideas, we are still having a lot of people that are really, really upset with Magic the Gathering and want it to expand their horizons. I think you should. So this is coming from a Magic the Gathering player. If you don't know my story, I know this is kind of weird because I started with the Rogue Deck Builder channel, and most of the people were following me, clear back in the day when I used to build wonky brews. But I've got a lot of people now watching my content that don't even know where I came from. I started Magic the Gathering as a kind of just a little bit of, I'll just do a little TLDR. I'm not going to go into the big history of why I started, but at the time I was going through a horrible breakup, horrible relationship. I played Magic as a kid, and I hadn't played really for many years, and I was looking for something just to distract me, to find some sort of distraction from the horrible split, and didn't have the. Again, I won't get too much into it, but I found a nice little game store and started playing Magic the Gathering again. So I was basically just a one-trick pony with a game I played. I played Magic, and that was it. I didn't play any other TCGs, any other board games, nothing. Just Magic, and for a long time, I actually turned my nose up for the entire kind of TCG board game experience, tabletop experience. And so I never even ventured into other games. Thankfully, I decided to get into board games and other card games, and man, oh man, have I enjoyed the various different card games. I have played Arkham Horror, the card game. I actually do think it's better than the board game. I do like running the cards better. It's a kind of a campaign game where it's a deck building game where you start adding more cards into your deck as you go through the campaign. And so they have a lot of expansions, and it just kind of tells a story as you go along. And this is a very beloved game. Arkham Horror, the card game, is been around for years, and it has a massive fan base. And so if you are looking for another deck building type game, more of a co-op type game that you can play with your friends or family, this one has very good reviews. I'm not the biggest cooperative player myself. I typically like more strategy games to play. But this one, I know a lot of my customers love this. I didn't mind it when I played it. It was pretty good for, a strategy game or a cooperative game. And I have a lot of people that do order the Arkham Horror franchise and stuff. So it's been around for a while. This isn't going to be a game that's going to die. I know a lot of people that are trying to venture away from Magic the Gathering. They are worried about getting into something that then will just die in a few years. I cough Final Fantasy, cough Force of Will. I think even Digimon's going to go that route. There are a lot of ones that I don't think, I don't have high hopes for a lot of TCGs that come out or a lot of other brands, but Arkham Horror, Star Wars Legion, these suckers have been around forever. They're not going anywhere. They have big play groups. If you have a game store or even in your local community, I'm sure you can find players to play these games, experience the fun with that. So yeah, Magic is kind of weird. Typically Magic players are a little bit different from your average tabletop where people like to experience just the whole genre of things. But if you are a Magic the Gathering player, I do challenge you to broaden your horizons and start playing board games and other TCGs. There's some good times to be had out there. And it's quite inexpensive too for LCGs, or miniatures get way expensive, but LCGs a lot of times you can get a whole lot of cards for a lot cheaper than, buying a $35 Shockland, for example. Anyway, there we go for the Arkham Horror and the Star Wars Legion. Next up is game that I sell a lot of if you're looking for an idea for Christmas, Catan. This game is absolute trash. you're not going to change my mind on it, but it's very popular. So I don't like it. I respect Catan for the place it has in building the board game genre. Before Catan really took over, people were still playing Candyland and Monopoly and Risk, which are just really outdated, bad games. And then Catan came and it just really revolutionized board games. It showed that board games can be more than Monopoly. And so I respect it for its place in board games. And it's the most sold board game, I believe, of, besides like, the Monopoly, like the old school games. So out of the new school games, Catan, Ticket to Ride, those are the big ones that sell a lot. And those are also available. So if you know anyone likes Catan, you want to try Catan yourself, a great way is just get into the first Catan right here. All the lines are available right now. There's even like a 3D version of it. But I did get this restocked here locally. So if you're local and you're looking for a copy of Catan, I got it restocked again. And it's a good holiday gift. It's a pretty easy game to get into. It's not very intimidating for players that aren't board gamers to kind of experience. I just think for me, there's better ways to play a board game than Catan. I wasn't very impressed with when I played it. Maybe I was kind of feeding off all the other people at the table that also typically don't like Catan. But I mean, it's a great game. It's sold millions upon millions of copies. It is available to order or pick up here at the store. All right, on to the next big line of things. We got these beautiful, beautiful things in, which is the My Hero Academia. So, I think I'm a believer in this game now. So one of the criteria that I like for a game is if you get to the third set, because typically, look at like Keyforge. It lasted for the first set and the second set. The third set, it died. If we go back to even some of these other games that have failed, I mean, MetaZoo's a big if now. It's going on to its fourth set, but it's been decreasing with its, well, Wilderness did good. I'm not sure if MetaZoo. I need to see if MetaZoo will last the test of time. But typically, if you can get to your third set and set over set over set actually break your records, then I think the game is here to stay. So My Hero Academia just shattered its pre-release attendance and its sales for this set for, what is this called? Heroes Clash. And which is good too, because a lot of these games that came out in this time period are, you have to kind of judge to see if they're going to be able, if it was just the pandemic, if it was just the hobby market exploding, like everything went up during that time. People were playing a lot of games during that time period. So if games can last, if they're still doing well now, I think that shows a lot for the games. So My Hero Academia is now in its third set. They've all sold very well. The pre-release attendance was crushed the last one. The tournament scenes have been having very good attendance in the scope of things for kind of a newer card game. It's still got the branding around it. I mean, it's a Jasco game, so it actually works with the whole universe thing. So there's a few other brands that you can actually, like Capcom has some stuff that actually works with this sort of card game. It's highly collectible. So it's got a lot of collectible cards that hold value. You can actually go to TCG Player and look at some of the market prices of cards and the sales data. It's pretty strong. It's pretty strong. Would I put it up there with Magic yet, or Flesh and Blood, or the top three, like Pokemon, Flesh and Blood, Magic? No, but it's a good, a tier B game for sure. And it's been picking up steam. I mean, it's not for me. I don't like anime to begin with, and I need to learn how to play it. I watched a video, and I played some intro decks once, so I can't give you a whole analysis on how the game plays, but from who I've talked to that actually played this game, that it has a nice little back and forth system that actually plays out really well. So I'll get to it, but I just want to showcase this. This is also something you can order, the Hero Clash. So if you're looking for another non-Magic game to maybe get into, I know I keep promoting that. I think everyone needs a break from Magic. Magic is just such a toxic state right now with everything going on with MTG. This one is a lot of people have been playing this and enjoying this. The third set, it's here to stay. There are a lot of products that go with it. This is a booster box, so your typical booster box like any other TCG. They come with these. You can buy these DLC packs, so they're called deck loadable content. So they have specific cards that can go into decks. So I mean, they're probably similar to something like a Chandra Spellbook. So you get specific cards that then can upgrade your decks. I think that's how they work. Someone correct me if I'm wrong with the DLC. Yeah, it says 4 character cards, 2 of each attack, 2 of each foundation. So they add to the your decks to be able to play them. And so this is Crimson Rampage. This is the original. These are still both available to order from the older sets. And then they have come out with the starter sets for the new Hero Clash. So there's one called Endeavor and there's one called Eraser Pack. They're also available. And then you also get 1 random ultra rare with the starter deck. So this is everything I believe you need to play it. And so those are available. And then there are also playmats for My Hero Academia. There's the Eraserhead playmat. We have, that's also Eraserhead playmat. We have the, there we go, with the something playmat. Oops, upside down. Just the My Hero Academia. I don't know any of these characters. I'm not a weeb, so don't judge me. And we got the E-Girl playmat here. So, yeah. Oh, this one's cool. So this one actually has the where all your guys go. So it shows you how to. So this one's kind of like a. Do they all have that? No, that's the only one that does. So this one's kind of cool. It's kind of like a. It shows you where to put your deck and whatnot. So these are available too for purchase. And yeah, I mean, it's selling well. They're on their 3rd. It's completely supported. Like My Hero Academia is completely supported with the tournament structure. Your local game stores can sign up for pre-releases. I'm not part of it yet because we don't have the I don't think I could fill a store with My Hero Academia. It'd be great if I lived in an area that was a little bit larger. We could start supporting these other games and whatnot. If I ever do get it, people that do want to play it, we can start doing the pre-releases and stuff. But all in all, this game I think is here to stay. Is my analysis with this one. It's done really well in the sales data. It's actually like really holding up Asmodee's their whole brand right now. They're doing extremely well. I think I did it outperform Catan, like the whole. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at it again because they'll release like their breakdowns. So the whole Asmodee line. So Asmodee has Ticket to Ride. It's got all the Days of Wonder, which is a really good brand. They've picked up like Plan B Games, which has now changed its name to something else, I believe. But then which is like Azul. That line usually does really well. Century line. And then you have the Catan line, which has 1 million expansions. And I believe My Hero Academia has been just like their top seller. And Star Wars Legion's from that too. Arkham Horror. That's the Fantasy Flights is also in that kind of Asmodee umbrella. So it's doing really well, is what I'm trying to point out, I guess. So, yeah. So this is a good time. 3rd set's a good time to get into it. You can still get the 1st set and the 2nd set, no problem. I mean, they do like this, like, I wish they'd get away from this. I'm not sure if Hero Class has like a 1st edition. I know Crimson, Rampage, and this doesn't say anywhere on here if it's a 1st edition or not. Like, I'm not seeing it on here. Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah. I highly suggest they don't do this crap because all this does is this hurts their 2nd edition sale. I get it. I get like the people that get in the game early get these 1st edition. I believe the 1st editions come with a box topper. I think that's the biggest difference between 1st and Unlimited or 2nd edition or however they do that. So typically though, it just makes it a mess for when, people are deciding what to buy because you have to like look for that 1st edition. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of when sets do this 1st edition. And I mean, I'm so glad Flesh and Blood got rid of it where they're just printing rather than doing, cold foils only in the Uprising 1st edition and Unlimited has rainbow foils crap. It's now just like, okay, we're just going to do a set print run done and then whatever. So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully they address that because I think it's bad for a game long term. My opinion though, yeah, I think that's everything that I got in. I got some supplies. I'm not going to show it in this particular video. I wanted to give people some options of other non-Magic products. Again, Magic is still here. It's here to stay. I think we all need a breather from it with all the, negativity surrounding it and whatnot. And it will come back. I mean, Magic's Magic. It's been around for 30 years and stuff. But if you are a Magic player, I do, as I've mentioned in this video 100 times already, I do think you should broaden your horizons. You should try other things. You might be surprised how much you like it. I'm having a lot of fun playing Pokemon, for example. These build and battle kits are extremely fun. I don't like to play Pokemon in like a constructed setting, but playing in a limited setting is super fun. Still love Flesh and Blood. Still love board games. There's a lot of options. There's MetaZoo. MetaZoo is another thing. There's just so many options to broaden your horizons rather than just being, if you're really disenfranchised with Magic and where it's going, I don't know, take a breather, play some of these other games. Remember that the tabletop experience is all about playing with other players and enjoying it. So Magic doesn't have a monopoly on that. There are other great games out there. It's fun to you don't have to get super into these games. You can just kind of dip your toes into them, and I think they're a great little break or experience or, just a breather for Magic. Hope everyone's having a great week. This has been Kevin with Gone Rogue Games. Thanks for watching.